And that goes right in line with Vaughn was saying. Vaughn was saying brands can help you grow. And I think a lot of racers don't look at it from that perspective. They look at a perspective as I'll race for you and you give me money or you give me parts. But there's so much more that brands can do. They can give you media. They can put you alongside other professionals. They can elevate your status. They can provide a lot of resources through their company that you might not have access to and help you even create that media in more professional ways than you can do just with a handheld or a cell phone. So Vaughn said a lot of good things. And one thing I thought was really cool is he said, our audiences are smart. And so that leads me over to Megan. Our audiences are smart. You can't put fluff in a deck or a proposal. You can't say, hey, I'm going to be seen by 150,000 people when there's only 4,000 in attendance at the track. You have to be honest, and you have to be, your numbers have to be accurate. I often like to use series numbers. I'll get the series deck or a media card from the series that has the numbers on it, because I know if the series is sending out that data, then if I'm using that data as well, at least it'll match what the series says. So it makes me look as if my numbers are accurate. Megan, what success do you have, and what advice would you have in creating decks and proposals that are, representative of what you're actually doing and not fluff, and knowing the audience?
Yeah, exactly. Well, you and Tony touched on almost all of it. But I love what you said about getting the deck from the track, because that will give you audience or attendance numbers, media reach, stuff like that. So I always reach out to NHRA, which is the series that we compete in, and they will send me a spreadsheet that has viewers for the original airings of the races on Fox Sports, and then how many watched it, the re-airings of it, how many watched it on their live streaming, YouTube, stuff like that. And then they have just a general deck that they sent out that has all the audience demographics, like age, gender, occupation, race, household income, stuff like that. And then surveys that they conduct versus talking about how they would pick a product that sponsors their series versus a product or a brand that doesn't sponsor them, stuff like that. So reach out to the series, but you can also conduct your own surveys. And so I love doing this on our channels, and all you need is just you can use a free survey on Google Forms, or you can do like Typeform has one that looks great, but there are options that you can pay for. I just use Google Form for ours. And what I do is I make this big survey. It's about 20, 30 questions, getting all that demographic information. What brands do they use? What certain industries for products that they use? What problems do they have that a product can solve? And so I'm actually in the process right now of analyzing all the data that we got from those surveys last year that I just pushed out via my email, newsletter list, and on social media, going through that data and figuring out buckets that I categorize my audience into. And then let's say one of the buckets is that they're really into lawn care, and one of our sponsors makes carb cleaner, or they make something that applies to lawn care. Well, I'm going to take that data, put it in my deck, and then when I'm talking with that sponsor about renewal, or this could be to a new potential sponsor, I can say, hey, my audience, this is their age, demographics, their lifestyle, and they're really into lawn care, and they struggle with this problem, and I know your product could help them. And so I'm in that process right now of just analyzing all that, putting the report together. I'm going to be sending it out next week for our sponsors. And so that's something that you can do very easily. All you got to do is come up with some questions, and I've been doing this for a couple of years. The surveys that I sent out years ago really sucked compared to the type of questions that we're asking now. But I like to get very specific, asking what products, what brands they use, what actual problems they have that we could help solve for them. And so just start out with the basic demographics, just the fact that you are putting something out there, trying to get to know your audience outside of just looking at the social media insights that they give you, which is just location, age, gender, and then like what time they're on social media. You can use that for a deck, but it's not very specific. It's not really telling that potential sponsor who your audience actually is. So I like to just make my own survey, send it out. And I also like to do a giveaway. So one thing we did was we gave away a free VIP ticket to the Pomona World Finals, which is one of the biggest drag races. It's the last race of the year. Someone got a VIP ticket where they could come hang out in the pits with our team. They got restricted access, and they could come for the whole race and just be a part of our team, just for being a random person that I picked out from filling out our survey. So that's something that you can do if maybe your series doesn't have that information for you. You can definitely go and get it yourself. And so I do want to share really quickly about the proposal template. So like what Alex said, the deck it's a presentation, it's very flashy, but the proposal is just a Word document, very simple, but it has all the specific details, what you are going to deliver for that company, and then what you are asking for in exchange. So if you go to Alex's website, meetthesponsors.com/templates, that's where you can see there is a sponsorship proposal template that Alex and I have worked together to make. It's $75 for it. And I do have a coupon code. So if you use the word summit, you will get 25% off of that. This is the exact proposal template that I use for all of our sponsorship deals that has helped us get up to 6 figures in monetary sponsorships. And then also on his website, really quick, I just want to touch on that. I mentioned earlier, the social media course I have is called Driven by Social Academy. There you can also access it through Alex's website and use the same coupon code Summit for 25% off that as well. So back to you guys.